Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, so what's good, everyone? Looks like the saga in Seattle continues to get worse and worse by the day. So I titled this one, Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah, I titled this one Sleepless in Seattle because the fact of the matter is that these people continue to do what we expect them to do. Petty, whining females. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it, the situation with the Aces earlier this year with the De'Erica Hamby situation. Now it seems like more information continues to come out about this situation with Jewel Lloyd. And to be perfectly honest with you, regardless of, Jewel Lloyd is a great player. She's a really good player. She's been in commercials and everything like that. But to me, simply just, if she was supposed to get a bonus, and Noah Quinn held her out, now we could go back, because and just think about this. When Caitlin Clark was supposed to get her first triple-double, Christy Sides took her out the game. When the game was against Dallas, when Caitlin was supposed to get that 20 assists, same thing happened. So coaches do know when certain players are supposed to hit a certain milestone. Now, we've seen it in the NFL because I could go back a couple of years ago when Antonio Brown played for the Tampa Bay Bucks and Tom Brady was the quarterback, and he helped Antonio Brown receive a roster bonus because of a certain catch. He had to make a certain amount of catches within the season. So if Jewel Lloyd was supposed to get some kind of bonus money from Nike for averaging 20 points, and she was only a 0.3 of a tenth off of that, then, and Noah Quinn knew that and took her out the game or whatever the case may be, then she should have a problem with the coach, because you stopping her from getting her money. You know what I'm saying? You stopping her from getting her bag. You know, and I went back and looked, and Noah Quinn played for the Seattle, and I think Anika iterated that they played together, and now she's her coach. So they got a tight friendship, a really tight friendship. And that's something that the Seattle organization shouldn't have never allowed, hiring Noah Quinn. Me personally, some say she's a good coach. Me personally, I don't know. I don't think she is, to me. So with that being said, it's just now we in day 3, day 2 yesterday. More stuff came out between Roberta Rodriguez, talk about as part 2 to the situation. Then she gets into it with Jewell Lloyd Agent. Now we have Skylar Diggins coming out tweeting, and then you got Tina Thompson, who used to play with Cheryl Swoops and the Houston Comets. Now, I don't know if Tina Thompson played her later years with Seattle. I don't know. But for Tina Thompson to come out to side with Skylar Diggins, it just don't make sense. And you could tell all of these older players are feeling some type of way, because guess what? The young generation is coming in and they pushing them out, and now they can't take it. And to me, Skylar Diggins is a brat, man. Yeah, regardless of what has happened to her with the Dallas Wings or whatever the case may be, But then you went over there to Phoenix, and whatever happens there, they showed a clip of you sitting by yourself, couldn't sit, shaking or whatever the case would be. Then you went up and got up in Donna Taurasi's face, and Donna Taurasi stood up to you. So Skylar Diggins has a problem. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, or if she had been mistreated by the Mercury or the Dallas Wings, I don't care. She has an issue. She has a problem. So you can't cry victimhood and then you try to yell and curse at your teammates. Just talk about, well, that's how we used to do it back in the day. Hell, it's not like that no more. Because damn sure you can't curse at Angel Reese. You damn sure can't curse at Caitlin Clark. You damn sure can't curse at Cameron Brink. You're not cursing at these new rookies. So what makes you think that kind of leadership works? It doesn't work in today's society. Yeah, you could coach them tough, but you just jumping out there cursing them. And then you got Necker, who is the head of the Players Union, have not come out and said nothing. Nothing. Then now you got woke ESPN jumping all over the article just to get their name into the fire. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of these stuff. So this one right here, Roberta Rodriguez said part 2 is out, and she posted a link into that. If you're gonna follow her on X, just follow her, and she'll post over there. Say, what is Noah Quinn being blamed for? Jewell Lloyd would have received a performance-based bonus from Nike if she had finished the season with an average of 20 points per game. She fell just 0.3 short, finishing with 19.7 points. Now, that sounds like sabotage to me. That sounds like sabotage because, like I said before, they knew they knew that she was gonna make that money. And you think about, look what Jewell Lloyd was early in the season. She was averaging 20-something points a game. She torched the Fever twice. Well, 3 times. She got poked in the hot eye. Now, the 4th game, we won. But nevertheless, Jewell Lloyd was doing that this season. And then all of a sudden, if you go back and look at to the later games of the season, in the second half of the season and into the playoff, look who was taking more shots than Jewell Lloyd. Skylar Diggins was. She was taking more shots. She was facilitating more. She was driving more. And then Aneka was doing more to score. Then when Jordan Horston, I hope I pronounced her name right, she had a big game. You see some of the players on that team started having big games in the playoff, and then they faded away because they wanted to highlight Nneka and Skylar Diggins. And then you look at Gabby Williams, who came back from overseas the second half, didn't even look like Gabby Williams. And Gabby Williams was the first person complaining when she came back, complaining about the money, why she didn't want to come over here to play, and whatever the case may be. But then you went back to Seattle. Now Seattle looking like the Aces. You know what I'm saying? Looking like the Connecticut Sun with issues. So the fact of the matter is that now Gabby Williams might not even come back. Now knowing that all of this goes on, that could be a potential free agent that the Indiana Fever could lure over there. And that I will, like I said, this weekend I would definitely on Friday evening, I would do a free agent video and a draft video for the Fever all in one. And they're just going to show, I'm just going to highlight stuff, but I get to that another time. But anyway, so now you got this situation right here. Jewell Lloyd's agent came out, started talking. So she said, I'm not going to comment on everything you have posted, but you are posting lies. This is not journalism. And Roberto Rodriguez said, I invite you to take a deep look into it. People from Jewell Lloyd Inner Circle are saying that they're blaming Noah on Jewell not meeting the bonus benchmark. That is important context for a situation. I understand that there is something frustrating to read, but don't attack my work for that. So before I read that last part, okay, so if Jewel Lloyd had an issue with her coach about her benchmark and her performance, then it could be something. Now, Jewel Lloyd did not play well in the playoffs and in the second half, and that happens. But at the same time, if you know your player needed to make that mark, I don't think most players, I bet you that if that was Necker or that was Skylar Diggins, she would have made sure they got it. See, the thing about it is, Jewel Lloyd ain't one of them. That's why. Jewel Lloyd got her own endorsements. She rock a different way. You can't be mad at her for that. Skylar Diggins is a has-been. She done been in the league. She is not going to get paid no more money. Nobody don't want to deal with her. Hell, for all I know, she could be. After this, she might be out of the league. Me personally, for Nneka Ogwumike, I think she need to step down from the players' union because the fact of the matter is, I think she's compromised. Because you have a personal relationship with your coach. You and Skylar Diggins have a personal relationship with Noah Quinn, and then you are head of the players' union where there ain't no kind of bias going on, and then you have Breonna Stewart there, and you got Kelsey Plum on that board as well. So how can you be impartial to any judgment dealing with any player? You haven't come out and said anything. You are the head of the players union. Why you haven't made a comment about this? Why you haven't? You know what I'm saying? So the Jewell Lloyd agent say, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on this. With my last comment, I think as someone who actually negotiates the contract, I can tell you and confirm that this statement is false, and whoever you're talking to doesn't have half the right information. Now, so Roberto Rodriguez said, okay, well, I think you should dig deeper into the situation because Jewel Lloyd inner circle. Okay, well, don't you think her agent is in her inner circle? You think her agent doesn't know what's going on with Jewel Lloyd? That's what an agent there. Our agent is there to be there for everything. No, an agent supposed to know what everything was going on with her client. So for Roberto Rodriguez to say that, that's kind of making her look foolish at the same time, because the fact of the matter is that Jewel Lloyd's agent knows what's going on. And if she feels that, hey, you spreading lies, to me, this is a whole mess of a situation, to be honest with you. And me personally, I just feel like something needs to happen. Now, I'm gonna play a little clip real quick because this is from Rachel Dumoulin. She's talking about the silence of the WNBPA and the usual suspects and regarding the Seattle Storm controversy, and points out the continuous hypocrisy we see in the WNBA. Take a listen.
However, her being at this investigation with this story, it points to a much bigger issue within the WNBA, and that is simply the hypocrisy within the WNBA, and especially within the Seattle Storm organization. I'm not going to sit here and say a bunch of negative things about Nneka. I actually know Nneka. I've worked with Nneka. She has been nothing but lovely every time I've been around her. So aside from my interactions with Nneka, I don't know how she is on the court or with the WNBPA, all of those things. However, her being the president of the WNBPA and being on a team whose organization is now being investigated isn't the best look. And it isn't the best look simply because she hasn't said anything about it yet. And the WNBPA is not afraid to speak out when they think that something is wrong or when they want to defend their players or defend certain teams. They are so quick to make statements, to come out and say something, and to also put down other players, media, anyone who doesn't speak out about things that they think should be spoken out about. And a prime example of this, I'm sure you guys remember with the Dejanay Carrington eye poke situation with Caitlin Clark, when the reporter's name I think is Christine Brennan, when she asked Dejanay if the eye poke was intentional, and the WNBPA, within hours of Christine asking that question, they had a 6-page Twitter post condemning her and basically saying, like, we see you, we don't stand by that, that was a loaded question, you know, all of the things. You guys can go back and read it. It literally sounded like a moody teenager wrote it. It wasn't well written, but it came out really fast. Like, it was within hours that they had something to say about that. Now, there are also other members in the WNBPA who have had things to say about the Indiana Fever fans, things to say about certain players in the WNBA not speaking out on issues that they thought that players should speak out about. There's also this overlaying kind of mindset that the WNBA is an activist league. We have heard many of the players talk about that this league is an activist league and they're going to use their voices and they are going to try to make the world a better place. And this league is for women. They're going to fight for women's rights. They're going to do all of these things. And so it does, to me, feel a little strange and feel a little hypocritical when something like this is coming out where there is supposedly player mistreatment and no one has said a thing. None of the players have said a thing. No one in WNBA media has said a thing. ESPN is now reporting on it, but we are not hearing about it from the usual suspects at ESPN or from these other outlets who normally talk about the WNBA. So why are they being so silent about this? I'm not so sure. If there was some sort of lawsuit or something involved, maybe I could understand, like, legally they don't want to step out of turn. And when you look at this original article from the Chicago Sun-Times, the first line of the article said that the Storm declined to comment when contacted by the Sun-Times. So everybody at the Seattle Storm is keeping tight-lipped about this. You know, this investigation with this story.
All right, so you heard and listened to, and this was posted by Ken Swift on X. If you follow Ken Swift, then you can look at the whole video. And this
points to a much bigger issue within the WNBA, and that
this is the
is simply the hypocrisy.
This is the issue that we continue to have.
Organization. I'm not going to say here.
Lord, this is the issue that we continue to have with the WNBA, because as Rachel illustrated in her circularity a few minutes ago, she said the things that we all been looking for. Soon as anything about Caitlin Clark, anything about Caitlin Clark fans, anything about the Fever fans, boom, they jump on it so fast. They jumped all over Christine Berman when she asked a direct question to Dejanay Carrington. Did you meant to poke Caitlin and I? We all know it was it was intentional. People still out here reporting it, doing videos and say, "Oh, well, it's not intentional." If you look at somebody, an unintentional poke in the eye is when you just go straight and jab. When you went to bat and then you dive down, that's intentional. So I don't even care what nobody got to say. That was intentional. But anyway, they jumped all over Christine Berman. They wanted her job and everything. They came at her. Even the girl that hosts with on ESPN, I forgot her name, but she came after her and tried to trick her and question and whatever. But this is a situation that we have to deal with, because the fact of the matter is, I definitely want to see what Necker's sister Shine has to say. because she works for ESPN. And if ESPN reporting it, I want to see how they're going to spin it. I want to see how well that Shanae Umake is going to be like, oh, well, my sister did this. And, you know, she's going to be like, my sister, you know, she can't comment right now. And for the Seattle franchise to not comment on the situation right now is telling me this is more deeper than we really know. Because if they decline to comment and Jewell Lloyd Agent is out here, Jewell Lloyd is pissed, it's more to the situation. And they gonna have to do damage control, because the fact of the matter is, Nneka Nweke is a free agent. They might not like sign her. Now I heard some people say, hey, Nneka could be a free agent for the Fever. Nah, we don't want that. Because if you on the players union and you not even for the players, but you for yourself and the older players, and y'all supposed to empower women, y'all not really empower them because y'all in these little cliques and y'all trying to protect y'all friends. And that's what it is. When they had a players only meeting and they exclude Nneka, you already knew what that was about. And Skylar Diggins was in there yelling at folks and cursing folks out. So me personally, I think that there's a lot going on with this, and a lot of this is going to get worse. We're going to see some stuff. I think Noah Quinn might get fired. I think they probably find a way to cut or trade Skylar Diggins, and I think they're not going to resign Nneka Nweke. And I do believe that Jewell Lloyd is going to be the last person standing on that team. And they need a fresh reset of that team, because right now it looks bad. Ricky the Year Bain on X said, from an activist league, the WNBPA isn't very active on the Seattle Stormfront. And that's true. They're not saying nothing. But like I said, if something came out by Caitlin Clark, you better believe within 15 seconds, hell, 3 seconds, they would have been out right now. So I'm gonna show you a couple more clips real quick before I wrap this up. So Roberta also said, hey, part three will shed light on what I see on the root of the problem, and it has nothing to do with Jewel, Noah, or Skylar. Note how only Black women are being put on blast. Thanks for reading and taking my work seriously. All right, so Roberta, let me explain something to you real quick, since you want to label this a black thing. The problem is the Black women that has the problem, because they are creating the problem. Stop trying to gloss over everything just to make it sound like somebody's out here attacking Black women. That's not even the case. The case is the Black women attacking each other, and then they trying to hold it. They trying to have these little crews, cliques in the league, and then they trying to target certain players. Because if they are mistreating players on that team, guess what? A lot of the players on that team are Black. So Noah Quinn and her coaches and Nneka Nweke and Skylar Diggins are talking down and mistreating these players. Some of these players on that team is Black. So what is your point? See, you try to make it a race thing with that little slick slide that little slick dig that you put in there. Talking about all Black women. Nah, the league is probably about 90% Black women in there. And they sit there and tear each other down. Look what they did to De'Erica Hamby. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit there and tell me that we out here targeting black women when they doing it to themselves. They doing it to themselves. Then Skylar Diggins had a nerve to come out here and post this and say, oh, using your assumed power to harm others is always an attack on yourself. You never win. You never wrong. Will never be made right. Accept failure and move on. Stop being hella lame. It's super whack. And then at the bottom, you see Tina Thompson comment and posted, I guess it's Jewel Lloyd stat down to the bottom. Jewel Lloyd stat down to the bottom, saying that, oh, for example, Tina Thompson said, sit on that. For example, shooting 36% from the field and 27% from three is not coaches for it. It's simple, be more efficient. Basketball analogies are also best analogies. This is what I'm going to say about this. First of all, and then Skylar Diggins came back and said a word. So you can tell how childish this league is. And somebody said this on X last night when I was reading that that Kathy Ingeberg, they need to come and put some kind of restriction on these players going out here and tweeting. You don't even see NBA players, or you might see NFL players might go out there and tweet something, and then later they take it down and you don't hear from them again. Something needs to be done about this, because the fact of the matter is, it's ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. And I said this in one of my previous videos, that I had a fellow subscriber. We was talking about it in the comment section, and that Caitlin Clark exposed this league for what it is. She exposed it. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to flush out all this hatred. It's not going to happen overnight, to be honest with you, but it's going to happen because the light is so bright on this league now that they cannot hide from it anymore. And they hate that. And they hate the fact that Caitlin Clark brought this attention. They wanted the attention, but they didn't want it from Caitlin Clark. They wanted it from somebody else where they could have covered that person. But knowing that Caitlin Clark is white and this tension came to them, they can't stand it. And now you ever had roaches before? Well, if anybody have ever had roaches before and you happen to go walk into your living room or your kitchen at night and you flick on the light and you see the roaches scatter, that's the WNBA. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy, Livewire Sports Media, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.